Tony Fab Productions.
Good morning, Falcons. This is Dean Arroyo and Dean Alfred on the mic this week. You heard a lot from Dean Alfred from JDD earlier this week when we spoke about making positive decisions when there's certain conflicts. And today we're going to connect that to actually being a model citizen and changing and impacting our community. So, that's enough of me for now. I will be back on the mic soon. Mr. Alfred, you're up.
All right, so what exactly is citizenship, right? So citizenship for us can be defined as many different things, right? One thing of being citizenship could be being a citizen of a country, meaning you have the rights and privileges and duties of someone who is a citizen of that country. But for us, when we talk about citizenship and what it means to be a good citizen throughout the month of November, we're talking about character, right? The character of an individual who is a member of society. And we're all members of society because society is all of us. And so we're talking about character, the behavior in terms of duties, obligations, and functions of a citizen. And what we mean by that is ultimately different ways that you can help make the community better. All right, so as you see up on the screen, right, there are a couple of different ways that we can be good citizens, right? We can volunteer. We can be honest and trustworthy. We can follow the rules and the law. We can respect the rights of others.
That is so true, Mr. Alfred. And when we think here at Brownsville about our Dare to Soar, and if we model and do all the parts of Dare to Soar, we are actually being a model citizen. We are being a phenomenal citizen by following our 8 expectations. So what we're about to see is a quick video on Kid President. For those that know him, we gotta love him. For those that don't know him, let's check him out for a second.
There are lots of ideas how you can change the world. Some people think you should just complain about it. That won't change the world, it'll just make it mad. Some people think you have lots of money, making it rain everywhere you go. Holla for $1. Some people think you have to be really loud and yell a lot. It's like with a bullhorn shouting, "Hey you, yeah you, do it my way right now, you heard?" Other people choose to just make fun of everything. That's dumb, everyone's dumb. It's easier to make fun of stuff, but it's cooler to make stuff. Some people think changing the world can only be done by the smartest person in the world. Just put them in a room, let them figure it out. The solution of world hunger? Food. Wow, that was so amazing. Some people see the bad in the world and they just decide to ignore it. But that won't help anything. Some people think you have to be really famous and super cool. In fact, lots of people think you have to be really powerful to make a difference. Like being mayor or senator or president. But the truth is, a title doesn't make you more important. The world is changed by you. It's one person filled with love. And they just have to live it out, so they do something awesome. Then that person is filled with love, and they do something awesome. It just goes on and on and on and on. And the next thing you know, everything's awesome. Some people...
I'm going to pause there for just a second and talk a little bit about what Kid President is saying. Right, so Kid President kind of talks about the different types of options that people often bring up when we talk about changing the world. And some of those are things I'm guilty of, right? For example, me, Mr. Alfred, I think that, or I used to think that the only way you could change the world is if you became someone powerful. But I've been learning over the years that in fact isn't the case, right? That's not necessarily true, right? We all have the power to change the world. So I want you to take just a few minutes to write down a response to the 2 questions up on the screen. Are you someone who has once said the world can only be changed by one of the options that Kid President listed? If so, which one? And according to Kid President, what's something you can do today to be a good citizen and help change the world? All right, just take just a few minutes to answer those two questions. All right, now that you've had a moment to reflect on those questions, let's see what else Kid President has to say about changing the world and being a good citizen.
Some people think it's impossible to change the world.
It's impossible to change the world.
Well, you can see why they could think that. Living in the world with kids who are hungry, people who are homeless, families weren't happy. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else, man. I do know this, though. Next time you feel overwhelmed or totally alone, remember this. Things don't have to be the way they are. The world is changed by ordinary people. Little people living out big love. And that's what gives the world a reason to dance. So, how do we change the world? At the start of this year, I asked all you guys to make the year more awesome. Time to be awesome is now. To make this year awesome for somebody else. Whether it's helping the homeless with Stoptober, throwing a parade for somebody, or giving an inspired gift. You can see my holiday gift guide by clicking here. You help prove that the internet can be an awesome place. Thank you, but we're not.
All right, Jaguars. So, Kid President talks about a lot of the different issues that might be going on in the world, right? Things that can sometimes make us feel like, hey, change just isn't possible. Right? There's just way too much going on for us to be able to do anything about it. So why care? Things are always going to remain the same. But one thing that I love that Kid President says is things do not have to be the way that they are. And if you look at history, things do change over time. But it's up to us to take a stand and do something about it. It's up to us to be good citizens and dedicate ourselves to changing something that we don't like. So, with that, our last question of the day, or for homeroom, is what's one issue in your neighborhood, city, country, or the world you would like to work to change? All right, take a minute to reflect on that question, and then that'll be it for today. All right. One thing I want you all to remember as you go throughout this day and the rest of this month is, like Kid President said, things do not have to be the way that they are. If you are feeling some type of way about your situation at home, your situation at school, what your community is like, what your friends are like, what your neighborhood is like, things don't have to be the way they are. It's up to us to try to do something to change it. And if you would love to talk more about how you can go ahead and use your brilliant minds to change things in your community, please feel free to stop me and have a conversation at any point today. Remember, things don't have to be the way they are, and great citizens work to change those things.
Alright, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Alfred from JDD for helping us out this week. Remember, we just experienced the amazing Rachel's Challenge last week, and I want all that we have learned, all that we have experienced together as a school to continue. I want the momentum to build. So, Brownsville Middle School, let's start a chain reaction. And always remember to dare to soar.